The White House says President Trump's promised mass deportation operation is now underway. White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt posted these photos on X, saying, quote, deportation flights have begun. The images show a line of men all in handcuffs being walked onto a military plane. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, says it arrested more than 500 undocumented immigrants who were in the country illegally on Thursday. CBS News immigration and politics reporter Camilo Montoya Galvez joins me now. Camilo, you also have new reporting about the Trump administration giving authorities permission to revoke some migrants' legal status. What can you tell us?
That's right, Lindsay. For context, under the Biden administration, the U.S. offered hundreds of thousands of immigrants a chance to come here legally under temporary programs that were designed to reduce illegal immigration at the U.S.-Mexico border. The Biden administration's argument at the time, Lindsay, was that if you offered would-be migrants legal channels to come to the U.S., they would take those channels and wait for that opportunity instead of crossing the U.S.-Mexico border illegally and potentially risking their lives. But now the Trump administration is moving very quickly to terminate those programs and now has issued guidance, we have learned, to U.S. Customs and Border Protection and other federal agencies that will allow them to target these migrants who technically are here legally for deportation. What does that mean? Well, these migrants could face that deportation, but also they could face a lapse in their status that will make them undocumented and will create an unlawful presence for them here in the U.S. and make them deportable. So it is a pretty seismic shift in policy, and it could affect as many as 1.5 million migrants who were able to come here under these legal immigration programs. They include that phone app that the Biden administration set up to allow people in Mexico to be processed in an orderly and legal way at the border, and then also another initiative that allowed people from Venezuela, Cuba, Haiti, and Nicaragua, Lindsay, to come here if they had American sponsors.
Camilo, what can you tell us about these repatriation flights?
Well, we know the Trump administration is promising, of course, to carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. They have been deporting hundreds of people per week, which is not out of the ordinary compared to what the Biden administration was doing when it was in power. It was also deporting hundreds of people per week, mostly at the U.S.-Mexico border. But obviously, these deportations are now highly visible, and they are also now using Department of Defense military aircraft to carry out some of these deportations. We saw 2 military flights to the country of Guatemala deporting people from those countries, who were crossing into the U.S. illegally. So it is a show of force by the Trump administration, and they are sharing these striking images to highlight that they are starting aggressively on this immigration crackdown. Lindsay.
There was also a raid in Newark, New Jersey that Mayor Ras Baraka has condemned. What can you tell us about that?
Well, local officials in Newark, New Jersey are saying that yesterday, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, raided a local establishment and arrested undocumented immigrants who are working there, but that they also questioned and briefly detained U.S. citizens, including a U.S. military veteran. We know that U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement did confirm that it conducted an enforcement operation there, Lindsay, but that it did not detain the U.S. citizens. Instead, it asked them to verify their U.S. citizenship. But still, it is a striking news out of Newark because now U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement has the power to arrest people who are not the targets of these operations, but who are also in the country illegally. And we have heard from Tom Homan, the new border czar, that these so-called collateral arrests have already occurred of non-criminal migrants who happen to be in these locations when ICE raided the locations.
Camilo Montoya Galvez, thank you.
Thank you.